Hello? 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 Hi? Hi?
Online learning is rapidly growing in our time today. Although being such a common concept of education, people still tend to encounter all sorts of problems when it comes to e-learning. One of the major downsides of the transition to online learning is its impact on one's health. Contributing factors that may hinder and impact one's health and well-being are technical issues, distractions, time management, staying motivated, and understanding the expectations of the professors and the course. As evidenced by Zhao et al., misunderstandings in assignment directions, trying to contact the instructor for help, and technology issues were all reported as potentially frustrating and stressful disadvantages of online learning, all leading to heightened mental stress for not being able to keep up, or having no control over things that can affect learning, like slow internet connection, brownouts, etc. Another important factor is sleep deprivation, which is caused by the new learning system. It is found that ample sleep is crucial to support satisfactory awareness and performance. However, underlying factors such as family distractions within the student surroundings lead to difficulties. College students in particular are struggling to create an environment necessary to stay on top of their assignments, noting that these difficulties can affect students' mental health also. Other contributing factors being lack of social interaction, adapting to unfamiliar technology, and uncertainty of the future.
Students and teachers should be protected by our education system now more than ever. The effects of online classes should always be considered, including their physical health and well-being, which hold great importance. Our education system today holds the future of our country, as it will mold a new generation of leaders that will soon take care of our nation. As a group, we came up with 5 proposed solutions as we call for a more inclusive education system that considers health standards and economic status of teachers and students.
First, we call for the regulation of amount of time online classes are being conducted that would control interaction time with the screen. This includes consideration of having flexible hours that would cater to the other needs that are to be attended at home by both students and educators.
Second, there should be control in the amount of workload for all. Online classes are difficult enough to adjust to. Adding too much workload can cause exhaustion, including mental and physical health-related problems. Students and teachers should be given a considerable amount of time to accomplish their workload and minimal expected outputs that are essential in completing the course.
Third, we ask for action in a manner that is both efficient and less consuming. There should be utilization of application-based activities and proper organization and distribution of asynchronous workload.
Fourth, the valuing of both physical and mental health of those involved in the academe. Before creating policies and guidelines about online classes, it should cater what is best for the physical and mental health of students and teachers. Lastly, fifth, in terms of long-term solution, the call extends beyond the educational sector, but also including the health sector and the government to aid and respond to COVID-19 more efficiently.
I feel exhausted in so many ways.
Mostly overwhelmed.
I feel that it's very draining.
Of course, with it, as with other things, it also has its cons. Okay, number one is our preparedness. I think with it's not only difficult for the students to cope with this kind of situation, but also with teachers and educational institutions, because they need to everyone is new to this. So number one factor that we need to consider is the internet speed that we have in our country. Secondly, we need to address the issue of the access of every student.
I guess it has to be the amount of workload I have. It's something that I cannot control.
Because there are situations that you can't do anything about. There are forces that you can't control, like internet connection, brownout, and the likes.
It's that it's now more difficult to distinguish home from school, wherein we are now doing our schoolworks inside our homes, which makes it difficult for us to think that we need to rest.
As a teacher, I can only imagine that it is so strenuous and very challenging because of the added workload to them. This pandemic, it added more job to them because they need to relearn managing LMS or learning management systems, devise new ways and plan things on how to effectively deliver their lesson. If on the part of the students, learning online is difficult and it's new to them, how much more for teachers? They need to adjust their lesson plan, they need to adjust their delivery, their methods of teaching to effectively teach their students. So with that, it will lead to mental or physical strain.
Yes, I do. I do experience physical and mental strain. As I said earlier, I feel very exhausted in all aspects, and that includes physical and mental aspects as well. Physically, I experience a lot of eye strain, a lot of migraines or headaches due to screen time or due to all the times that I have looked at the screen, and as well as the fact that I do not get enough sleep. I also do not eat on time, as I have to juggle a lot of work at home and as well with studies. Mentally, I think I'm also being challenged, and I am not as mentally healthy as before, as I can say that it's been straining for me in such a way that I have lost social contacts. I do not get to go outside.
Yes, as I've said earlier, I feel very drained, so mentally it's hard for me to focus on my classes because it requires more energy and it's more tiring.
Most definitely, of course.
Of course,
The consideration and compassion does go a long way, and it works two-way as well. So if we all become patient to each other and more considerate, definitely we all have benefits from it.
I strongly believe that our education system, especially right now, should be more considerate.
Of course, because that's the idea of it, education for all. That notion already provides for a flexible and learning system. Everyone is stressed out, everyone is anxious. So even for the students and for teachers, everyone will benefit if tasks are given in a more lenient way without sacrificing the quality. We cannot sacrifice the quality of teaching with making it more flexible.
Of the online classes of the students because it is draining for them to face the computer or any type of gadget.
I guess it would have to be to call upon the responsible government authorities and responsible administrations as well to put action on discrepancies there is in the education system. That includes accessibility. Top one problem right now that we face in online learning is the accessibility to such. And if they can find a way to be able to have everyone else gain the same amount of access that we do, then it will definitely create a big help or a big growth in the education system. Aside from that as well, they should also consider the amount of work that we all put in, and of course put into best interests the health and welfare and well-being of the students and educators.
I would recommend to lessen and reduce the workload, to be more focused or specifically for the requirements that are really needed for the students to prevent them from mental and physical exhaustion.
Number one thing I really would vouch for is for the Philippine education system to seriously consider multiple intelligences and make way for other kids who have different sets of intelligences aside from mathematical linguistic intelligence. Then the Philippine educational system would be able to cater and develop those kinds of intelligences and talents.
It is important to note that this call to action
appeals to the respect of boundaries we all have.
In regards to time,
Response, management,
learning and working environment. Because of the given and varying situations,
Compromises and cooperation.
compromises and cooperation
compromises, and cooperation
are needed to be made.
in order for all concerned
To be met and addressed.